What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, we got another one.
We got another bracketology, and guess what? Conference terms are just getting going.
Ooh.
Bracketology is going to start heating up. There's so much to talk about. We're going to actually start looking about what it takes for a team to get into the tournament here.
Yeah, every game now, seasons are on the line every time they go out to play for a lot of these teams.
Are we going to have some bid thieves in the in-conference tournament?
I hope we have a lot of bid thieves.
Let's see what happens. You never know. But as of right now, Joe Lenardi's giving us another bracket update. So we're going to go over that with you, and we're going to give you our picks of what we think is going to happen.
Let's do it.
Right now, let's look at the bubble. And Zach, the Wyoming Cowboys sit there on the bubble.
Yeah, a team that we've loved to watch this year. They've already lost, or not already, they just lost 4 of their last 6, which is concerning because they were looking pretty good for the tournament there for a while, but they dropped 4 of their last 6. Now they got some work to do in the Mountain West tournament.
They're going to be struggling to hang on there. Well, not struggling to hang on, but they're not playing some good basketball right now. We'll see what they do in the tournament. If they take another early loss in the tournament, that could damage them, especially if we get some bid thieves.
That's true. If they with some bid thieves, they're going to be sweating it out if they take an early Mountain West loss.
And then similarly, in the last 4 in, we see the Xavier Musketeers.
A team I liked for a while, but now they've lost 9 out of 12. I mean, this is not looking good for them. And if they can't beat Georgetown on Saturday, it's not looking good for Xavier.
To show you how far Xavier's fallen, Zach and I were talking. I think we think they were a 5 or a 4 seed when we first started recording our videos, and now they're sitting here on the last 4 in. They need. It was a tweet Zach said a few weeks ago. He said Xavier's trying to play their way out of the tournament right now. It looks like they're doing just that. Yeah. So we'll see. But over in the first 4 out, speaking of teams trying to play their way in, you see BYU sitting there, Zach.
Yeah, they start their West Coast Conference tournament tonight starts against Loyola Marymount. They got to get that one, obviously, which would set them up for a matchup against San Francisco.
Would you call that game a playing game?
I would. I'd call it. It's pretty much I think it's like you win, for BYU, you win, I think you're in. Like pretty much BYU loses, I think you're out. It's probably a loser is out of the tournament.
Losers out of the tournament, yeah. Because you see San Francisco sitting there in the last 4 buys. They're not safe in right now.
No.
Especially like we said, if we get some bid thieves, if we get some, which you can always count on probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, at least 1 or 2. And this year, I feel like there's going to be more than normal, even with the way this year's basketball has been.
We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. And then in the next 4 out, is there a team you think maybe of those teams that could get in?
I think Florida might be able to, actually.
Okay.
I think the SEC tournament has a ton of opportunities to they don't even need to win their tournament. If they even get to maybe the semis even, and definitely the championship, I think they get in because you'd rack up some quad 1 wins in that path. So I think they probably have the best chance out of the next 4 out.
We'll see what happens there with the next 4 out. But let's go to our tournament. And as usual lately, we got the same number 1 overall seed with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I think we're going to pick Gonzaga here.
For sure.
Zach and I were mentioning how we feel like there's a real gap between the 1 and the 2, the first number 1 and the second number 1, and then the rest of the number 1s.
Yeah, we're not high on like the 3rd and 4th number 1 this year. I think it's Auburn and
Baylor.
And Baylor. We're not in love with those 1 seeds.
But at the same time, I do like Gonzaga.
Gonzaga's looking tough.
Here we got Iowa State taking on Creighton, and just as we started saying that Creighton's kind of done without Ryan Nembhard, they're getting going still.
Yeah, big props to Creighton. They had a huge win against UConn that surprised me. Without Ryan Nembhard, for them to get a win against UConn, extremely impressive. So big props to for Creighton. I think I'm leaning Iowa State.
You're leaning Iowa State here?
I think they'll be able to exploit not having Nembhard because their defense is so tough.
We'll see how that goes. Iowa State's gonna have to score the basketball, though, Zach.
Yeah, they only put up 36 against Oklahoma State at home. So if it's a little concerning at times with Iowa State's offense. So
we'll see. Now we got Alabama taking on South Dakota State here. Ooh. What do you like here, Zach?
It's a 3-point shooting game. There's gonna be like 53s jacked in this game. If Alabama goes cold and South Dakota State shoots anywhere near normal, I think this is upset alert territory. Yeah. I think so. I think South Dakota State shoots the ball so well.
All right, let's go Jackrabbits.
Let's go Jackrabbits.
Alabama is such an upset risk.
They are.
Especially in that 12-5 game where you typically see your upsets. Alabama would be a team to watch in that situation.
They would.
But now we got UCLA taking on Towson. What do you like here?
I think I'm gonna still like Bruins. I don't know much. I just got to learn about Towson.
Yeah. St. Mary's taking on Michigan here. And St. Mary's coming off a win against Gonzaga on Saturday. Michigan's been playing
okay. I guess
They're fighting.
They're fighting. I'll give them credit.
I think I like St. Mary's though.
I think I like St. Mary's too.
Tech taking on Seattle here, and I like Tech.
I do too.
And Zach,
our boys,
the basketball gods have heard our prayers. And the Colorado State Rams are sitting there at a 7.
Yes, finally off the 8-9 matchup for the first time in forever.
Enlighten our audience right here on your feelings on Colorado State in this matchup and our praises for them.
Oh yeah, we don't like North Carolina. They're just not very good this year. I don't mind North Carolina actually normally. They just don't got a great.
Of the Blue Bloods, they're the beside Kansas, like they're the school I hate least of the Blue Bloods.
That's me too. Like they're actually kind of likable.
Yeah.
And but with all that said, Colorado State is probably to me the best mid-major. I mean, if you depends on what you consider Gonzaga. I think they're the best mid-major in basketball this year. So I'm gonna go Colorado State. I know Will's going Colorado State.
I'm going Colorado State. I think David Roddy's a matchup issue for a lot of teams.
Yes, I think he's a matchup issue for North Carolina specifically. I mean, because if you put a big on him, like he's quicker than most bigs, even though he's a thick boy, but he's still quicker and he's got enough moves. But guards, he's gonna be able to back him down.
That's what really stood out to me when we got our picture with David Roddy on Saturday, standing beside him. How big that guy is, man! He's a house.
He is a house. The dude's a tank. Like he's impressive to watch.
But now we got Wisconsin taking on Montana State here, and Badgers.
Yeah, Badgers for sure.
Zach, now we got Colorado State and Wisconsin.
This sets up a chance for our first time to see Colorado State get to the Sweet 16. So we have to take this opportunity.
Yeah.
And we need Colorado State to get by them.
But let's make our pitch, though.
Yeah. The main pitch I can think is we said David Roddy's a matchup issue, but I also think Isaiah Stevens could cause issues for Wisconsin specifically. Chucky Hepburn would be on him. Chucky's a good point guard and who never really turns the ball over either, like Isaiah Stevens.
Bank City this week.
He was pretty much a buzzer beater 3 against Purdue. I'm gonna say Isaiah Stevens, David Roddy, and if Colorado State can get help from one of their role guys, like we saw Kendall Moore do in the game against Utah State, I think it's enough for Colorado State to be able to hypothetically pull off an upset.
Who's the big man that was shooting 40% from 3?
Oh, Deshaun Thomas.
Yeah, he could be good there too.
He could if he steps out their center and hits 3 threes.
I could see it, like the way he is. I could see him being a story in the tournament.
I could too. Like especially
big man shooting 40% from 3.
Yep.
Having to pull the big man out of the paint.
Yeah.
Like make a big man respect what he can do. I think that could be some issues for some Power 5 schools.
That's a good point because if you bring Wisconsin's bigs out, because Wisconsin is pretty big, you bring Wisconsin's bigs out, I think it opens up the floor for Colorado State to be able to attack the basket with a guy like Isaiah Stevens, maybe Kendall Moore, maybe Tonje can get to the basket. So this would be a good matchup.
Let's go with the Rams.
Let's go Rams.
Let's send our Rams.
We want it so bad.
We got St. Mary's here taking on Tech, and I think Tech wins this game.
This is an interesting matchup because of how slow these guys both play.
Yeah.
But I think Tech has just more athletes, but a very intriguing game.
It'd be interesting. You're fair. You got a good point there, Zach. South Dakota State here taking on UCLA, and the Jackrabbits pulled off an upset last game. Do we see it again?
I really kind of could see it again.
Yeah.
A good 3-point shooting team, as long as they can stay hot from the perimeter. They could be a team like UCLA.
UCLA is a team that we don't love here. We say it a lot. They try and lose games sometimes.
They do. And depending on Johnny Juzang's health and things like that, if they don't have Johnny Juzang, then I think South Dakota State's maybe even favored in this game. But yeah, I like the Jackrabbits to get by.
Should be favored. I don't think they would be just
Probably
because the name brand, but they should be favored.
That's very true.
Gonzaga taking on Iowa State here, and I like the Zags.
Yeah, I like the Zags. Not enough offense for Iowa State.
Now we got Zags and South Dakota State, and probably Gonzaga for me.
Yeah, Gonzaga for me too.
I started to say South. I was like, no, Gonzaga. Tech here against Colorado State, and as much as we say that Colorado State could provide issues, I think Tech solves those issues.
Yeah, I think so too. Tech could probably beat Colorado State.
Unfortunately,
we'd be riding hard though.
That would be a game where we'd be up. We'd have energy. They'd be going crazy in Fort Collins.
They would be going crazy in Fort Collins.
We got Gonzaga now taking on Tech again. And what are our thoughts in this matchup here, Zach?
I think 2 of the last 3 went Zaga, so I kind of want to go Tech again.
You want to go Tech again?
I want to go Tech. In kind of a toss-up game, but I want to go Tech.
All right, let's send the techies right there. Again, we do. I think just Tech can put that game in the mud. I think that's what gets them that win.
I think so too.
Auburn now taking on Cleveland State, and Bryant. Auburn sitting at a 1 again. Zach.
Yeah, they went to overtime. I thought Mississippi State was going to beat them this week, but they snuck it out. Auburn for sure in that first one.
It's just good for Mississippi State to be able to show up against that team.
It is.
Seton Hall taking on Wake Forest here, and Wake.
I'll go Wake. Wake's one of my favorite ACC teams this year. Probably my second. I think they're the second best team in the ACC.
They might win the ACC tournament this year.
They could. They hung with Duke at Duke, so they could beat Duke maybe.
Everyone hangs with Duke at Duke, which we'll get to later. We got a point for that. Arkansas taking on North Texas here, and I don't see this upset. I like the mean green. I like the mean green, but Arkansas playing well.
They are. I don't understand how Arkansas is a 5 seed. They should be better. Like, it's a joke to me that they're a 5 seed.
How about this 4 that's ahead of them?
You can make an argument they could be above Illinois. You can make an argument they're above. Definitely an argument they're above Houston. How is Houston a 4 and Arkansas is 5? I'm not sure, but so I think Arkansas is better than a 5 seed. Much better than a 5 seed.
Illinois taking on Vermont here. And do you see the Catamounts pulling off an upset against your boys?
Nah, not against my boys.
Iowa taking on the winner of Xavier and Memphis. I like Iowa.
I like Iowa. I don't like the way Xavier or Memphis is. Memphis is playing better. I still don't like their team, though.
Villanova taking on Princeton. Nova.
A different 14, I might think about it, but I don't like Ivy League 14s, like seeds as much.
That's fair. Michigan State taking on Notre Dame here.
It's a tough one.
Sparty?
I can go Sparty in a close one. I don't like these two teams that much at all. I don't think they're very good.
Kentucky taking on Longwood here, and Wildcats get this one.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Now we got the Wildcats taking on Michigan State, and I think Kentucky wins this one.
Rolls. I think they probably blow them out.
Iowa and Nova here. And Zach, what did we talk about in our last video that Iowa does?
They like to push the pace. They get out, they run.
And that means they're going to score.
They're going to score a lot.
Can Nova keep up with them?
In a day, and probably some days, because you'll see Nova go hot from 3. If Nova doesn't go hot from 3, you could see an upset here. And I kind of want to roll with the 6-3 here. Yeah. The 6 beats the 3 a fair bit of time, quite a bit. So let's go Iowa.
There we go. I just think the speed for Iowa is not a good matchup for Nova, in a sense that they're going to get out and run. They're going to push the pace on Villanova.
And especially because a lot of teams in the Big East don't push the pace. So it's kind of it's a style of play they're not exactly used to.
For sure. And now we got Arkansas taking on Illinois. Zach, you got your favorite team against your favorite team to watch right now.
I hate that I have to see this 5-4 matchup. I love both these teams. My favorite team in Illinois, and like Will said, my favorite team to watch, Arkansas. Let's go Illinois this week because this is a 50-50 matchup. Arkansas last week. Okay. Illinois. I could see this game going either way with both the way these teams play.
That's fair. I think Arkansas wins it. I don't necessarily love Illinois, but we're gonna go Arkansas here, just for you.
Just Illinois.
Illinois, sorry.
Yeah,
Illinois,
just for me,
you, my friend.
Well, and it is a 50-50 game.
It is. It's gonna be a good game. And now we got Auburn taking on Wake here, and I like Auburn in this game.
I do too. I'll push the hatred aside.
Illinois taking on Auburn though, Zach.
Easy dub.
No,
I'm just kidding. Auburn's good. I do love the bigs of Auburn, and like those guys are. Jabari Smith hits tough shots constantly. Kessler's blocking 5 shots a game, which is unheard of.
Papa bad. Zach's hate of Auburn guards. Go ahead.
But Illinois guards like Trent Frazier, he's gonna eat those boys up. He's gonna eat Wendell Green up. Now I will say one thing for Auburn. This is how I've been feeling, and I saw it in the Mississippi State Auburn game. Depending on how Zep Jasper plays, I think that's what impacts this game. Zep Jasper hardly ever turns the ball over for Auburn. If he gets healthy, he starts playing good. My faith in Auburn goes up. It does because he's actually a good point guard. So if he starts playing better, my Auburn faith goes up a little bit. As of now, let's go Illini.
Wildcats now taking on Iowa here, and I like the Wildcats in this game.
Yeah, I can go.
Sorry, I'm not Iowa Hawkeyes. I don't know what I said. I think I said.
You said Wildcats.
Did I? For a second, I thought I said Illini, and I was like, no. Now it's the Kentucky Wildcats taking on the Illini, though. And what are your thoughts here, Zach? Do you see
Kentucky's not been playing as well lately.
Yeah.
Like they're still not playing bad ball by any means. Their team I still really like to do some damage. But I think in a tough matchup, I think Illinois can beat them though.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can. I think this is another game that it comes down to, probably a battle of who wins between Coburn and Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Similar styles of play. They dominate the game very similarly. Whoever wins that matchup probably wins it. But since we haven't seen Illinois, have we even put Illinois in the Final Four?
Yeah, we have.
Have we one time?
Yeah.
Let's do it a second time. What do you think? You
I can go with it. I can go with it. I know we have put them there though. I can definitely go with it.
And it could really happen though. I mean, when you have Illinois' experience too.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been a long time since Illinois the Final Four. So
Baylor taking on Norfolk State here, and I like the Bears.
I like the Bears too.
Marquette and Miami and the Hurricanes. Marquette didn't play great this week.
No, Marquette hasn't been playing great. I can go Hurricanes in a toss-up game.
Yeah. UConn taking on Rutgers, Loyola, Chicago. UConn though for me, hey.
Yeah, I like UConn. UConn's playing pretty well still.
Houston taking on Toledo and the Wildcats. Pretty like
the Cougars.
Or sorry, Cougars. My bad.
Let's go Toledo. I think.
No,
I think.
Okay.
I kind of think. We don't even have a 13/4, and there's always a good 13/4 upset, so we need to see it.
Ohio State taking on Davidson here, and the Buckeyes. Pretty like the Wildcats.
There's so many teams with Wildcats. It's ridiculous. Ooh, I kind of with Ohio State, they took that loss to Nebraska this week.
Yeah.
That's ugly. But they also beat Illinois last week, who we have in our Final Four, so it's kind of like a polarizing team. I'm leaning towards Davidson. You have a lean towards? Anybody?
I would lean Ohio State.
We could go either one. I like the way Davidson's playing recently.
Okay.
I think they've won 10 of 11, but I can also go Ohio
we can
State.
go Davidson.
I can go either way, though. You want to go Davidson?
Yeah, we can go Davidson. Tennessee taking on Texas State here, and I like the Volunteers.
Yeah, I do too. Tennessee's looking tough.
Boise State taking on San Francisco. And
an interesting West Coast matchup here.
Mid-major West Coast teams here.
Yeah, I like seeing that in the 7-10. That's not normal to see. Okay, we're gonna probably see the San Francisco BYU games. I want to see San Fran again because I haven't seen them much.
Yeah,
I'll go Boise State as of now, just because I do like their length and they do continue to win games. So I'll go Boise State.
Boise State gets that one. Duke now taking on Colgate, and I like the Blue Devils in this one.
I do too.
And now I got Duke taking on Boise State, and I like Duke again.
Yeah, Duke would be too much for Boise State.
Yeah, let them do contest. Tennessee and Davidson here, and I like Tennessee.
I do too.
And now we got UConn taking on Toledo, and you like the Huskies?
Yeah, I like the Huskies.
Baylor taking on Miami, and the Bears?
Yeah, Bears.
The Bears and the Huskies.
This is a good matchup, actually. Especially one, I think this is a good matchup for UConn.
Yeah.
Because, you mentioned a couple of weeks back how without Chalmers Joshua, they don't have the size in the interior. And we were talking about the Baylor-Michigan matchup. Baylor-UConn's kind of the same way with Sonogo, one of the better centers in the nation as well. So I kind of see UConn winning this.
You can see UConn. I can get with that
because it's kind of it feels like a similar matchup.
You got that big that's going to take it in the paint, which is going to cause issues for Baylor. Baylor against a lot of guard teams, Baylor wins.
Yes,
Baylor's going to beat most teams that have guard play and who aren't going to pound the paint. But when a team decides to start pounding the paint, it can cause issues for Baylor.
It can, and that's why let's get the Huskies, baby.
Huskies right here, and now we got the Blue Devils taking on Tennessee. And Zach, what did we observe about Duke as we sat and talked about Duke earlier?
They are so good on the road. Like when they play at home,
it's kind of a reverse for what a Duke team should be.
It is. It's a weird reverse. And we're like, okay, Duke plays bad at home all the time this year. Weirdly,
you're on upset alert every time the Blue Devils are playing on home court. I think they might lose to North Carolina this week just because they struggle at home.
They do. And now they're now March Madness is all on the road. I mean, it's neutral court, but you're not at home. And they beat Gonzaga in the neutral court, right?
They beat Gonzaga in Vegas. Yeah.
And when I looked and we've talked about it, we're like, okay, Duke is mad impressive on the road. And that's
on the road in neutral, yeah.
And so it gave me a little more like, okay, maybe I've been kind of sleeping on this Duke team a little bit.
A little bit. We still don't like them.
I
we
still
don't
love them. I
No.
think it's good enough to get by. No, this is a Tennessee team we really like though. And I could see Tennessee obviously winning this game. But also I could see Duke winning it.
I could see Duke winning it.
And we'll go Duke in this one.
And now we got Duke and UConn. And do we have the evil empire keep marching?
We'll have the evil empire keep going, especially in this matchup. I think they could do it.
I just think that again, they're playing neutral court, which to be fair, when you're Duke in the NCAA tournament, you're always gonna have kind of a home, like a little bit of a fanfare in your favor.
That's true.
So it's not gonna be true neutral in that sense. But I think you add in the fact they're playing for Coach K here this year. There's gonna be a little bit of a fire under these boys. I could see Duke making a run. It's not out of the realm of possibility,
especially in this region.
Yeah, in this region, it's not a good region.
Like Tennessee's probably my favorite team in this region.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's the best team in this region, like overall.
But there's a world where I could see Duke.
Yeah, but the best team, like the top team, doesn't always win every game.
Yep.
And I think Duke can catch Tennessee sleeping. That's why we picked Duke. But this just isn't a great region.
No, overall. Not a great one.
But we'll go up here and we see another number one overall seed, the second number one overall seed, and the number one overall seed that we were talking about how it's better than the other number ones combined with Gonzaga, a team that Bill Walton loved last night, the Arizona Wildcats. And I like the Wildcats.
I like the Wildcats. They're a fun team to watch. They're one of my favorite teams to watch.
TCU and Murray State. And I like the Frogs here, Zach.
I do too. This was an impressive week for the Frogs.
Look good this week.
Like they almost beat Kansas
twice
back to back, which would have been insane. But huge win for
some
TCU.
Poor decision making last night kind of cost them.
Down the stretch.
Yeah, they decided to go for 9 seconds left down three. They decided to go for a contested layup instead of shooting the three.
Ooh.
DeWan ended up making a play to stop the layup, and they ended up losing that game.
Yeah.
But I think TCU's got a good team.
They do.
They're playing some good basketball right now.
And they have a good coach.
The right time.
Jamie Dixon being their coach, Pitt's coach for all those years. TCU's good.
Texas and Chattanooga here. And you like the Horns? Or do you...
I like the Horns, I think, here. I like them well enough.
Providence and Iona. There's been some talk about Rick Pitino here. You see the talk the other day about Maryland?
Yeah. And then did you see that he said he's no.
Committed to Iona though.
That's cool. I think that's a boost for Iona in some ways.
That's a little bit of that. The boys hear that and they get some confidence from it, I think.
Yeah. You think it's a boost enough to beat Providence?
I think so.
I think so too. Like Rick Pitino the dude can coach.
Providence hasn't won games convincingly. Mm-hmm. All right. And it's going to catch them eventually. And I think with a coach like Rick Pitino, he's going to have the boys in order.
Yep.
And they're going to be organized, right? So they're not going to get caught off guard in a close game or late like that.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right. I think it's going to catch up to Providence at some time. You can't keep winning close games like over and over and over and over, and it'll catch you eventually.
LSU taking on Wyoming here. And do you like Wyoming in this one?
I do like Wyoming.
Yeah.
I think this is good. I think it kind of works out for Wyoming now to be dropped to 11 to be able to win this first. I like this matchup for LSU. I'm actually surprised they're still a 6, honestly. A little surprised they're 6. I think it's a good matchup for Wyoming.
Now I got Purdue taking on Northern Iowa here. UNI is a historical team of some upsets. They got some upsets on their history taking on Purdue here.
Yeah, and Purdue sometimes has been prone to get upset in the tournament.
Yeah. Do both teams get rid of the history here though?
I think they get rid of the history. I think Purdue's too much. Still.
Yeah. USC taking on San Diego State.
How you feel about this one?
I don't know. The Aztecs have been interesting. I'll say that.
They have been. They have not lost any. They've only lost quad 2, 3, and 4. No, they haven't lost a quad 2, 3, or 4 game. Only lost quad 1 games. But they also played USC earlier in the year, and USC beat them by 15.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me think this could be a matchup problem for. Now, this is a better San Diego State team now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to lean USC still.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think it's a 15-point game this time around.
I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good game. That's why I paused and I was considering and thinking about it, because I do think it's going to be a really good game here. And now we got Kansas taking on Jacksonville State, and I like the Jayhawks in this one.
Yeah, Jayhawks for sure.
And now we got the Jayhawks taking on USC here. And historically in our videos, I've said this is a matchup issue, but I still think I think Kansas wins this one and overcomes this matchup issue.
I think so too, because it's still a matchup issue.
Yeah,
it's not as severe because Evan Mobley's not there.
Yeah,
but his brother's a heck of a player too, Isaiah Mobley. But yeah, I think Kansas can get by.
Wyoming taking on Purdue here, and the Boilermakers here.
Yeah, let's go Boilermakers. I think I was thinking Wyoming for a second, but probably not.
Now we got Texas taking on Iona, and what do you like, Zach? What do you like?
I'm gonna say Texas. Just by a little, just a little.
Arizona taking on TCU.
This could get interesting.
This could get interesting. I think Arizona wins it, but it could be an interesting game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Arizona, and also a close game.
It could be really interesting. Arizona now taking on Texas, and I think Arizona wins this one.
I do too. Arizona is my favorite of like the top 5 teams to watch this year.
Purdue taking on Kansas here.
Man, both these teams don't defend that well, to be honest. Even Kansas is not defending great this year.
No.
Not to Purdue's level of bad, but they're not defending great.
No, they're not. I think Purdue causes some issues, Zach.
With just the interior that they have and Edey and Williams.
Yeah,
that's probably true. I could go Purdue because the interior being so dominant.
I've been saying for all year that we needed David McCormick to stand up. I don't know if David McCormick's going to stand up and is going to be able to help them win that game.
And he's been concerning me lately because he hasn't taken that stride.
They're going back to KJ more and more lately.
Yeah. And KJ at this point in his freshman year, I think he bulks up in the offseason and then he becomes better. Right now, I think he might be just too weak right now. But be an entertaining matchup, though.
Arizona and Purdue here.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Zona for me.
I'm going to go Zona because I think Zona puts up a ton of points on Purdue here.
Yeah, I just don't think there's an answer to stop them on this team.
No.
Arizona and Duke, though, Zach, and
I think Zona's more complete.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at a Zona team that can end this Coach K's final season.
Yeah, you think they got the guys here to do it?
I love Matherin.
Benedict.
Like the dude, we go hard for Benedict every time we watch him play.
Benedict. He's a Canadian and I like his name. I like Benedict.
I do too. Benedict, like that's a cool name. Yeah, we like Arizona though.
Now we got Tech taking on Illinois here, and I like Tech in this matchup, Zach.
I'll go Tech against Illinois at some point. I don't know if Illinois can win it all this year.
Now we got Arizona taking on Texas Tech. Oh, this week a game.
I'm kind of leaning Zona.
Yeah.
Who are you leaning?
Zona. I think Caboclo or Coloco, sorry.
I think the bigs are better for Arizona. Obviously, if Tech can muddy it up, it might get close. I mean, if this game would be close no matter what. I
think it'd be a muddy game. I think low score. I think it's 60s.
You get 60s.
We'll say 65, 60.
Yeah, we can do that. That'd be a low scoring Arizona game. But March Madness does that. The games get muddy at times.
Especially in the final, I think you typically don't put up as many points in these games.
People are nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think Arizona wins it. And I think Arizona is going to be your 2022 national champion.
Let's go. I would love that final though.
I think it'd be a really good final.
And I'd be rooting so hard for Arizona versus Duke. It would be funny.
Yeah, I think I would be too. It's not even a question. I think anyone against Duke we're gonna root for, but we're being realistic here.
Yeah, and Duke's playing well on the road this year.
So. They're playing well on the road. They're playing well on neutral sites. We're not caving. But we're standing our ground here.
Yeah,
we do recognize
it. I don't know, like when Selection Sunday comes, we're filling out our legitimate bracket. I don't know if I'll have Duke, but I see a world that it could happen. I think we both do. It was fun making this one.
This one was a fun one though. We got everyone here at ZW Sports Nation. Our petition worked. We got the Rams off the 8 line out of the Gonzaga region. Miracles do happen. Not really miracles because they deserve it.
They do,
but.
You could even argue they deserve a 5 or a 6 in some ways.
Keep watching here, guys. We're going to keep plugging away, keep making videos here. this weekend we're going to be busy in the lab Saturday night, even part of Sunday, for sure, part of Monday. We're going to be making some conference tournament videos. We're going to go through all the Power Fives plus the Big East and then the Mountain West.
Yep. And that's gonna be fun to do.
Yeah.
Because conference tournament season is when it really just starts getting fun.
So we're gonna go through the bracket of each conference tournament, and we're gonna try and predict stuff here for you, give you a rundown of each of the teams. Hopefully we'll get the conference tournaments right. Try to get some AQs right here.
Let's go 7 for 7 on predicting them.
We'll see how we do. If we get 2, I think we're happy. 2 or 3.
Probably.
But that's going to be coming out for you guys. So keep watching. Enjoy the basketball this weekend. It's a great time to be a basketball fan.
It is.
A lot of conference regular season titles on the line this weekend. So give those a check out. I know the Big 12 is up in the air right now.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens with that.
And the first conference tournament championship is tomorrow night. So we'll have our first locked in bid tomorrow night in the Ohio Valley.
Who's playing? Do you know?
It'll be the winner, probably Murray State, because they're playing Southeastern Missouri.
SEMO gave them trouble.
They did. Or Belmont versus whoever they're playing. So probably Belmont, Murray State.
So who do you like in that matchup, Zach? Give us a preview of our first conference tournament final. Possibly.
I want to see a bid thief, because I like seeing a lot of mid-majors in the tournament. So I want to go Belmont over Murray State.
Belmont over Murray State. Belmont is going to be your 2021-2022 Ohio Valley champion. You heard it here first on Zito Sports Nation. But enjoy the weekend, guys. Have fun. Watch all the college basketball you can.
All right. Appreciate you guys. See ya.